try popping it in high gear. Getting some more load.
How much more boost is it?
Good morning vlog. If you can't tell by everything off the walls and just in a general state of duress and chaos, I'm painting. Good morning, happy Saturday. Welcome back to the vlog. My name's Rebecca. If you're new here, I'm 26, married, live in Maine, and we've been in this house for just over a year and a bit now. And we've only had primer on the walls since we moved. And granted, I did have to do multiple coats of paint just to make the primer look like this. But even still, we're finally getting to a point where we're painting color. So it's not much. I got the color Marshmallow, which is the Sherwin-Williams color, and just got it color matched into the paint that we had at our local hardware store. So we're gonna be painting all the walls out here that Marshmallow color. I'll put the color swatch on the screen if I remember during editing. And then the hallway, we're doing something fun. I want to do a half wall with the bottom half being blue and the top half being the same Marshmallow color striped. So hopefully it comes out as good as I think it's going to be in my head. But for now, we got to start taping things off. I don't need to tape off all the trim or anything. If I do get paint on the trim, it's unfinished, so we can just sand it down. So I'm not too worried about that. But got a shit ton of tape. I want to tape off like our TV console, probably the air units, probably the top of the cabinets, and then of course the hallway bottom color line, and then the stripes. So we're gonna do 40 inches up will be the blue from the bottom, and then on top of that will be the Marshmallow color stripes. So let's get to taping. So the hallway is literally like 5 feet wide. Like, I don't know how well I can, like, there's a lot of room here. But yeah, 5 foot wide hallway. So I feel like the color on the bottom, and we're doing this color, which is just called, I don't know. But anyway, these are the colors we're doing. So these will be the color of the stripes on the top. This will be the color of the bottom. I'll get a trim piece eventually, but for now we're just doing the painting. I got my laser level. This is just what my husband uses at work sometimes. And so let's see if we can, okay. I think I'm gonna need to get a chair or something to prop this on, but probably about that high. And then I'll tape it out and go down, and then we'll go around and do the vertical lines. So let's do this thing. This is gonna take forever, and I'm not even sure if I'm doing this right, because the white stripes are gonna be a lot thinner than the actual colored stripes, but I think I'm gonna like it, hopefully. But this is taking eons. We have this corner done. Okay, the vertical stripes are gonna be the hardest, I think, but once we tape everything up, it'll be easy. It's just this process, which in my head is gonna work out really well. Really fingers crossed that it does.
During 2014 and 2016, before his mother disappeared off his sinking boat, Nathan was unemployed and living off these funds from the bank accounts he inherited. But by the fall of 2016, that money was mostly gone, the indictment said. meaning Nathan had to figure out some other financial means for living. Nathan's scheme continued with the September 17, 2016 fishing trip with his mom, the document alleges. The indictment acknowledges the proven alterations Nathan performed on his boat, and it also mentions that before Nathan left on the trip, he removed his computer from his house. This move prevented law enforcement from collecting it and reviewing its contents while he was supposedly lost at sea. When Nathan was rescued, and the indictment puts rescued in quotation marks, he allegedly made false statements to the crew of the freighter who picked him up, as well as the Coast Guard and law enforcement agencies investigating Linda Carmen's disappearance. His false statements continued, the indictment claims, as Nathan Carmen moved forward with an insurance claim suit against Boat US for the loss of his vessel. And even more fraudulent statements were made, it's claimed, during the litigation for the so-called Slayer petition against Nathan Carmen by his aunts. The indictment is light on mention of physical evidence, though that does not mean it doesn't exist. It's possible that further evidence will be introduced at trial when that day comes. For now, the indictment alleges that Nathan had the opportunity, a fishing trip with his mom, and the motive, millions of dollars, to end his mother's life, and in the process committed numerous counts of wire and mail fraud to conceal and complete his alleged scheme. If convicted of this murder on the high seas, as the Department of Justice referred to the charge, Nathan Carmen faces a mandatory life sentence. So there's an
Alrighty, have made it. I don't know, 3/4 of the way of the hallway, maybe 2/5, and ran out of tape. So, time to go to the store, get some more painter's tape, hopefully get this done. I think I'm only gonna need 1 cone of paint because all of this is already like wicked primed and easy and white and all that. So I think I only need 1 coat. But anyway, I don't need to go into that right now. I'm just hoping. The taping is going forever. It's 10:15, so let's go get more tape and a lot of it. Alrighty, tape is secured. Head back home. Alrighty, fiasco. This is number 2093. Okay, can we see that? This tape is also 2093. So when I go to the store and I say, oh, I need tape, why are they different sizes by a decent amount? So now we're double layering. Freaking bummer. Okay, let's keep cruising. Okay, we're so close. Literally just this much more tape and I can finally get to painting. But what I think I could just take the tape off of this and just be careful, because the stripes are going to be more important than like edging and stuff, because I can edge easily. That's good enough. But my God, it's so little space left. I just need more tape. So I changed into shorts. So let's go back out, put some pants on, and go. Oh my gosh, I really hope I can get this painting done today though, because it's gone. But it's 1 o'clock and I have not painted at all. All I've done is tape and tape and tape and tape and tape and tape. So fingers crossed I can finish painting today. It's gonna be a late night probably. And tomorrow I'm hiking, so it's gonna be a late night, gonna be an early day tomorrow. We'll figure it out, but let's go back to the store and get a little more tape.
The vision? Malcolm asks. Krista takes a sip from her own.
Alrighty, got the next round of tape and let's really hope this is it. But anyway, let's finish up this tape job and finally get to painting. Hopefully. Alright, after 5 hours of taping, we're finally on to the paint. Like I said, we got the color Marshmallow, which is a Sherwin-Williams color, but I sent Josh to get the paint and he decided to get this Regal Select number, so we're going to do all around the kitchen. Just the top. I'm really fucking hate this backsplash, and I will take it down eventually, but that's not on my list right now. I gotta pull out the fridge, and the stripes are done. So let's paint.
An asshole has a good time. Blake! The sound of Christmas screams calling downstairs jerks me awake. It takes a second to get my bearings. It's a Saturday. I'm home in my bed, and Krista is not lying beside me. And it's only 7 in the morning. Blake wasn't your favorite person in the world. The surge of rage that I feel almost overwhelms me. How dare she implicate me with the police? Yeah, he pissed me off sometimes, but I wouldn't come into his house and murder him for crying out loud. I would never have done anything to hurt Mr. Zimmerly. You can't possibly think I'm capable of that. I'm not sure what you're capable of. You're constantly flying into uncontrollable rages over nothing. You're extremely paranoid. You basically threatened me. And any hour I come home during the night, I find you wandering the house like you're in a trance. God only knows what you're up to. Is that true? I don't wander the house all night long. Yes, my sleep has been shit, but it's not that bad. Is it? No, it's not. Whitney is trying to get to me. She's trying to make me think I'm losing it. She's even making me wonder if I could somehow be responsible for what happened to my neighbor, even though I know I'm not. She's an evil person. All of a sudden, an overwhelming urge comes over me to reach out and wrap my fingers around Whitney's skinny little neck. I'm much stronger than she is. All I would have to do is squeeze hard enough, and I would never have to look at her taunting smile ever again. It would be so easy. I can't help but think of that psychic woman who came to our house before we found Whitney. She seemed so certain that I would stab somebody in this very living room. She said she saw me crouching over Krista's dead body. The fear in her eyes was real.
Just about 8 o'clock. So it has been nearly 12 hours of taping and painting. But all out here is done. Probably can't tell all that much because it is just a creamier white, but you can really tell like down the hallway. So let's work in this way. Let's pull off some of this tape. This piece is gonna be nice and satisfying, let's hope. Come on. Maybe it's not satisfying. Ooh, okay. I'm liking it. All right, let's do this. Tape is off. It's looking very good. Josh, what are your thoughts?
Quality work.
Yeah. What's not quality is the tape ripped off the top layer of drywall in some spots, because if there's one thing about this house, even a fun project can't go smoothly. This one's my favorite. one that's like the entire fucking thing. Anyway, besides that happening, like we don't look at this wall. This wall looks really good. But yeah, this side, lots of blemishes to fix, but it's 9 o'clock and I've been painting and doing things for way too long. So we're done. And this will be tomorrow's problem or next week's problem. We're having a bunch of people over on the 12th, so in a perfect world, this would be done by then, but I also still have to paint the bottom, which is not gonna get done within this next week, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I think it looks really good. The color's great. It's like a nice soft white. It still looks bright out here, but it's a bit softer. Well, I gotta hang my TV up, but love the stripes, and I'm excited to have this bottom half blue in the coming days or so, but for now, I'm satisfied. Even though it is really frustrating that it didn't go right. Because it's one of those things where it's like, this could have been very simple, but it was not. Also, it wasn't really simple. I spent literally 5 hours taping the wall. But anyway, it's 9 o'clock now and I have to wake up at 4:30 tomorrow. So, should probably get to bed. Let's go hiking. Good morning. It is 5:30 and I am off to a hike. It has been a long time since I've done an actual mountain hike, and frankly it's long overdue. So just picked up Dunkin', got my girlfriend her refresher, got myself a coffee, so we're starting our morning caffeinated and we're off. This mountain is in Maine and I don't often hike Maine mountains, but with this being said, this one's actually decent. I've done it before. There's a pond on top, very cool. We're hiking Tumble Down Mountain. So it's like an hour and a half away. It's not too bad, but second stop is gas because my gas light's on as usual. And then we're picking up my girlfriend and we're driving over. I'm gonna get a hike in. It is like an hour and a half away, so for a Maine mountain, it's really not bad. I feel like most Maine mountains are like 2 hours away. But gas is $3.09. Let's freaking get some gas. Get my girlfriend and get hiking. I'm just going. Wait, I need to think. Black Lives Matter. Yeah, it's like I'm back from my hike. It's 7.7 miles. Even though it was supposed to be 4, we just put ourselves on the road instead of the regular trail. So if anyone is local and hiking Tumbledown Mountain, don't go down Little Jackson. Little Jackson fucking sucks, okay? Was poorly maintained, and we ended up on the road. So don't recommend. Just stay on the brook trail. That was a good one. Anyway, home now. It's what? 2 o'clock. Josh's basketball game got canceled, so he's here. Wah. So now they're another losing team. The only team that has not won one game. Big losers. Anyway, so they forfeited today. They didn't have enough players. But that means we can paint. We touched up, did some spackle over the spots where the tape ripped off. So now we're waiting for that to dry so we can sand it down and then touch up the white. And then we're gonna also have to touch up some of the tan, just there's some spots missing. So a lot of work to do in the stripes, but for now we're done what we can. So spackle over it, just need to sand it down and paint it over and hope for the best. But now I'm gonna, tape off the bottom, paint the blue, and hopefully that won't rip off some paint, but we'll see.
And I run out, I get in my car, I drive down to the courthouse, and I go to the criminal clerk. I pay, God, 30, 40 bucks. I wanted every court record on this case that I'm looking at that she's in jail for. What is this felony ground up? And I get the court records, took hours. And I sit down in the corner, and I'm sifting through the court records, and I'm shaking, because I realize everything she told me about this case was a lie. She really did steal $200,000. She pled guilty to stealing $200,000 from Pacific Islands. She pled guilty, and she used $40,000 of the money she scammed from me
for not apologizing for what she did. Jonathan hoped that both the recording of that car ride confrontation and the text exchange would become evidence in a case against Mare. But she never caved. She doubled down on her denials. With or without a documented admission from Mare, though, Jonathan still felt he had a case. This woman took him for close to $100,000 through lies and deceit. Thanks to his background.
What are you doing? No paint for you, Bubbles. Alright. For the bottom half of the walls, we're doing sporty blue, Sherman-Williams color, in the Benjamin Moore satin finish paint.
the Benjamin Moore expensive range.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna make sure Flit doesn't step in that. But this is gonna be the bottom half of the hallway wall, so we'll see how this is gonna look.
Was he this intense in watching yesterday? Sure.
That's a no. Alrighty, as you can see, I'm showered and we finished painting. Ta-da! And I'm realizing this side is much higher than that side. Whatever, I don't, it's fine. We'll put the trim on anyway, so it'll match all around. But here it is. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Out here, get that. Oh, well. This color is the same as the stripes, but not white. It's the beigey color. And then the blue is, I think, a little darker than I was kind of imagining, but I don't hate it. But we're gonna do a piece of trim. I'm debating whether to do like molding on the actual bottom itself, but for now, this is what it looks like. And I'm happy. It's not perfect, but it's good. But yeah, so imagine this with a bit of trim. We'll be figuring that out in the next few days. I'll just go to like Lowe's or Home Depot and get something. I don't know whether I want to do a decorative or what, but I think I want like an inch. And we'll paint it this blue color. And then it will be good. But slowly but surely adding some color back into the house. Granted, this beige color is not really a color, but I think it looks good out here. I'm excited to do like some fun stuff in this house compared to the last one where we stayed pretty standard. Alright. Just like that, time to snap back to reality and get back to real things like laundry. Morning vlog. Last night was a clusterfuck with our dinner, so I stopped vlogging because I was pissed off. Anyway, new day. It's a day off today. My 4th week in a row of not working a full week, so we love that. But it's about, what, 7:30, and I'm off for a run, so let's go. Just like that, I'm home, body showered, and changed into a little beach outfit. Got my bathing suit on, and then just a tank top and shorts. But let's pack my beach bag. We keep all of our beach and summer stuff in this little drawer. You need sunscreens, that's for sure. Grab a towel in that. The bag I'm using is from Etsy originally. I'll link it down below, but I use this for wedding gifts for my bridesmaids and my husband. And now we're just putting it to good use after the fact. So we have a blanket to lay on, a towel, sunscreens. Now I gotta pack a snack, and I'll be all set to go.
Evading any sort of consequences along the way, he began to understand how...
Ready. Hello vlog. It is much later, as you can probably assume by my sunburn, and I'm dressed not in a bathing suit, but had a great time at the beach with my girlfriend, and then met one of her other friends. Finally, I feel like we've been trying to meet for like 6 months at least, if not longer, and we just haven't gotten around to it. So finally met, but it was really a great time. And I showered. I have just been doing interview prep since, which is nothing you are probably interested in, but I have all these interview questions and scenarios, and basically everything is set up as situation, action, or response or result, because as someone that's done 1,000 interviews, the best thing to do is answer as an SAR format. So you explain the situation, you explain the action you took, and then you explain your resolution or your result. So I have all my interview scenarios up so I can take a peek at those. I have this issue where I completely forget everything whenever I'm being interviewed. Although I do really like being interviewed, and I love interviewing, and I love just like meeting new people and like frankly talking about myself and like remembering things I've done and like trying to tie different situations to different questions. So all this to say is I've just been doing that since I got home after doing a body shower. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing this interview. I'll talk to you guys after, but for now, we got me on the Google Meet and it's here. So this is what I'm looking at when I'm actually interviewing. And then move my webcam over here too, because usually it's on this one. But anyway, doing a new situation. Let's see how this interview goes. I gotta be real, I have not had an interview that good in so long. It felt so natural to talk with this manager. So basically how Wayfair interviews work is you have one first like 15 to 30 minute kind of like touch base with the recruiter, like the hiring recruiter basically. And so I did that last week. And then today clocked into my day off and met with the hiring manager, so the manager of the team that I would be hired onto, assuming I get the role. And it just felt so normal and so natural just to have a conversation. It didn't feel like an interrogation like some interviews do, and it was just casual and easy to talk to him. And we took an hour and we're supposed to take a half hour, so there's some good there, and he's interested, so really exciting stuff. But I'm gonna have to send a thank you message later on. They're standard. If anyone needing interview tips, I have done a decent amount, so, and I just love interviewing, and I don't know, it just felt so good to have such a good interview. So anyway, really excited about that. I'm going to take this stupid dress shirt off and change into PJs and make some dinner. So I will see you guys. Actually, I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you like it. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and I just gotta say, apply for jobs, even if you're not qualified. It's just interviewing in itself. I know a lot of people don't like it, and I'm weird enough that I do enjoy it, but it's so beneficial even just to network. Like, this team is working on something that would later on affect my team, so even if I don't end up getting the role, I know this information now that I can like hold on to and like connect with him later on. So it's like making connections. I know I don't need to rant and ramble about how good it is and how good I feel right now. So I'm gonna end the vlog. Thank you guys.